I'm a former teacher. I'm an educational diagnostician now. So I like crowd participation. So I've been calling somebody. But someone tell me, when you hear fueling your dream, what that means? Can I get a volunteer?
That means putting work behind the vision.
Doing what?
That means putting work behind the vision.
Putting work behind the vision. I like that. Anybody else?
Also resources.
And
Also finances.
Resources behind the vision, right? Because we like the vision, but we don't always like what it takes to get to the vision. I was having this conversation the other day about receiving prophecy. We love to receive a good prophecy, but we miss everything that has to happen for it to come, right? We miss the work, so I like that. So let's look at fueling your dream. So to fuel something means to give it power or to stimulate it, right? And a dream is a cherished aspiration, ambition, or an ideal. So when you look at the phrase fueling your dreams, it literally means to give power to or to stimulate your cherished ambitions, aspirations, and ideals. Easy, right? Makes sense, right?
Yes.
All right, so to fuel your dreams is to visualize something you want and then take steps towards it or to pursue it, no matter how small those steps may be. You are only limited by your imagination. Belief is a powerful thing, and the pursuit of a belief is to manifest it into reality. To pursue something implies that it already exists, which means your choice to pursue or to fuel your dream in itself is the creation of the dream you are grasping for. Fueling your dreams means rejecting the claim that something is impossible. And when fueling your dreams, it is important to realize that contrary to some beliefs, a dream is not a destination. Instead, it is a journey with a series of destinations along the way. So if we're going to take a journey, we have to have a vehicle, right? So our vehicle today, your vehicle today is you, me. This is my vehicle along my journey to fuel my dreams. And what do we need in a vehicle? When we go out there in our cars and we go to crank it up, what got to be in it?
Gas.
Gas. Thank you. Y'all so smart. Fuel. We need gas, right? So right now we're gonna gas up our vehicles, okay? We gotta gas up. So when we go to the car lot and we buy a vehicle, one of the first things we have to know is what kind of fuel does it take, right? You got to learn about your vehicle. What does it take to power it and to make it run effectively and efficiently? So if you are the vehicle on your journey towards your dream, then you need to discover some things about yourself. Amen?
Right.
First, you need to do a realistic self-assessment and discover your skills, gifts, talents, and passions.
Right.
Your skills, gifts, talents, and passions. And also know the difference. Many times we erroneously use these terms interchangeably, when indeed there are differences between them. All right, so first I want to talk to you about skills. A skill is the ability to use one's knowledge effectively to execute or to perform, as well as a learned power of doing something competently, such as developing an aptitude or ability. There are two characteristics of a skill. It can be something learned or developed, or it can be based on knowledge. Right? So we might have a skill for writing, or a skill for speaking. Talents. Even though a talent may be natural, it's unwise to believe, as is often the case, that there is no need to put any effort into using the talent. Talents, even though it's a natural aptitude, talent still requires honing and effort. It requires the application of the previous skill. Without skill, talent is not properly used and is not maximized, but rather left rough and undeveloped. More to the point, what's missing from someone who may have talent and skill, but has difficulty applying them in unity, is the knowledge of gift. It's your gift that gives you purpose and helps you bring your talent and your skill together to work as one. Are y'all following me so far? gifts. Your gift gives you purpose. It is unique to you, and it confirms your purpose. A gift, you do it unconsciously and effortlessly. You ever have people ask you, how do you do that? I don't know. People ask me that with some things. How do you do that? I also make earrings in my side business. They say, how do you come up with that design? I don't know. I dreamed it. Like sometimes I really do. I don't have to think about it. That's your gift. You don't have to put any thought to it. Also, with your gift, you can't teach it. You might try to show somebody how to do it. They might glean some things from you, but you can't teach them to do it the way you do, because that's your gift. Your gift brings you joy. You get excited when you do it. I get excited when I'm making my earrings, because I'm an artist at heart. That's my gift, art, creative. I get excited. My husband told me one time, you sitting there, you are so happy when you sit in that corner making stuff. I'm like, yes, brings you joy. And I'm talking about, my gift in the natural, but also your spiritual gifts as well. So what I'm saying today may lean more so towards business and, your ambitions outside the church, but this is also in the church too, your gifts within the church and your talents within. So yes, your gift brings you joy. It is often difficult to differentiate between a gift and a talent, but the biggest difference is if the gift is used throughout your life and not just in one area and with one skill. Gift is apart from functionality or skill. It can be learned, it can be taught, and it doesn't need development. It is part of our identity as it was given to us by God and our creation. It is the reason for our life, and it leads us on the path that God has given us. And sometimes we have difficulty putting it in words, but we know it when we use it. Okay? Let's talk about passion. When it comes to passion, it's important to understand that passion is an emotion. It is a strong and barely uncontrollable emotion or an intense desire or enthusiasm for something. Passion does not dictate skill and talent. Just because you're passionate about something does not mean you have the talent, the skill, or the gifting for that thing in general. Nor does it mean that you will be skilled, talented, and gifted in all areas of that thing. Okay? So I'm going to give you an example again. I already told you, I'm gifted in the arts. Love it. I'm also passionate about the arts. Love it. All things in the arts. Music, drawing, painting. I just love it. I see things and I would just stare at it because the art in it speaks to me. It excites me. However, I am not skilled, gifted, or talented in all areas of the art. I love me some music. But God knows I can't sing. God knows I can't play an instrument. But when I hear those chords on my organ, or when I hear somebody pick up that microphone and they sing like the hummingbird, it just does something to my soul. I love it. However, that ain't my skill. I did learn recently that I can direct. Wow. That was exciting. That was a skill. After that, I didn't know I had. But you have to know within your passion where do your skills, talents, and gifts lie in that passion. Just because you're passionate about it doesn't mean you can work in all areas of that. I can't even work in all areas of the music ministry. I stick to being a little part-time choir director. I can do that. And I can carry my note in the alto section. That's it. You got to know where your skills, gifts, and talents fit in. Don't go out here just on passion. Amen? All right. Go on.
Teacher Grady.
Thank you. So, again, my gift in the arts is creative. I'm going to use myself as an example. So my gift is creating, the ability to create. I dream designs. I can see something you have on and it will spark a design in my head without even thinking about it. I wake up in the middle of the night with designs in my head. It just comes to me. I can't cut it off. Sometimes I want to, but I cannot turn it off. So that's my gift. My skill with my gift is that I can make earrings with. It also became a talent. I put the work into it. Wow, I have a little talent for this. So I had to find out where I I fit in the arts with my gift. All right? So, we talked about, we good on skills, gifts, talents, passions. We good on that? So, remember, we're knowing ourselves because we're our fuel for our vehicle, right? Well, what we have inside of us, is our fuel for our vehicle. So when you're talking about the skills, gifts, passions, talents, we get excited because that's all the stuff that we like and we're good at. But you also got to know what you're not good at. Let's talk about knowing our weaknesses. It is just important to understand those things that we are not so great at as it is to understand the things that we are great at. However, we do have to be careful when acknowledging our weakness that we don't cross over into self-criticism. It's okay to know that you don't have a certain skill or need it to improve a certain skill, but it becomes a problem when you allow the things you lack to define you, or when you allow the skills that you lack to stop you.
That's good.
Self-criticism blocks the creative mind from exploring ideas and discovering solutions to challenges. So I'm not going to talk too much about self-criticism because I think we all know what it is when we talk defeat to ourselves because of something that we don't have or can't do. I'm just going to say don't do it. Know yourself, be aware of your weaknesses, be aware of things you need to improve, but do something with it. Don't just talk bad about yourself. Say, well, I can't do that, so that's that. Do something with that information, all right? All right, so now I'm still talking about fueling up our vehicle. I want to talk about understanding motivation versus self-management. So motivation is something that propels you to do something. What propels you to do? What propels you to journey towards your dreams? And self-management is knowing what you want to achieve and keeping yourself on track to eventually achieve it. And for self-management, I like to sum it up by just saying self-discipline or self-control. That's the fruit of the spirit, ain't it, Pastor? It is. Self-discipline. So you have your motivation. You know, I want to do this. I want to write this book. I'm motivated. God gave me this idea. I want to do it. I think I want to go into the ministry. I think I'm called. That's your motivation. But then your self-management is keeping yourself on track to achieve it. You got to have both. You got to have the motivation, but you also have to do things to keep yourself on track. You can't sleep late.
You right.
Amen. Amen, myself. God knows. And then say, I don't have enough time in the day to do it all. Well, you might have to get up 2 hours early. You know? You can't go out and hang out every weekend, say I don't have time. Well, maybe you should stay home.
That's right.
You know, whatever. You can't stay. Well, I don't have enough money, but every time I turn around, you at Bojangles drive-thru. You gotta make you a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? You have to manage yourself, keep yourself on track. That just came to me. I ain't had that much. You can't be at Bojangles drive-thru every day and then say I don't have enough money. Miss a meal.
That's it. Come on.
Miss a meal. Fast, make a smoothie. I think we all probably can fast a little bit more. How fast that goes? Amen. All right. So we gassed up now, right? Are we gassed up? We know ourselves. We know our skills, weaknesses. We're not going to criticize ourselves. We're going to be motivated, but in addition, we're going to manage ourselves as well. All right. So now we're going to talk about some fuel cleaner.
Come on now.
So now that we gassed up, we know about ourselves. We'll talk about the gas cleaner, okay? So sometimes when we're driving our vehicles, we don't always do right back now. That's right. Sometimes we use the wrong fuel, or go to a place that we shouldn't. Y'all know they got those stores in every city that they say, don't get gas from over there. That gas got water in it. You better stop putting that cheap gas in that car. But sometimes we do that. If you like me, you an e-rider. I'm an e-rider. You'll see right on E. Got in my car the other day, had 2 miles to empty. By the time I cranked it up, it did not have 2 miles to empty no more. So I prayed all the way to the gas station. So if you like me, you're an e-rider, and then sometimes you had to stop to the first gas station you get to. It might not be the best one, right? Like you get to the gas station, they say don't get it. So we do certain things, and we put gas and do things in our car that it's not really good for. And when we use the gas that we shouldn't use, we get that cheap gas, get debris in our fuel injector, and clog it up, and the car just don't run like it's supposed to. Real quick, I'll tell you a story. My mama had a Lincoln LS, my early 20s. She let me drive. She said, my car only takes 93. Okay, Mom. But the gas station, I ain't like the price of 93. I think it'll be all right if I do 89. It ain't 87. It ain't 87. It's in the middle. It's 89. Got to driving down the road. Okay, all right. I didn't think anything was going to happen immediately. By the time I got down the road and hit 60, it's going to had to turn around, went right back down the street to a mechanic shop I had passed. He said, you got some bad gas. I was like,
Bad gas.
he gave me some fuel cleaner. He said, put this in there, go back to the gas station, put some more gas in, let it run through. It's going to be all right. Sure enough, stopped, and I was able to return my mama's car without her, you know. I think I eventually told her. All right. So just like we do with our car, we do the same thing to ourselves. We fill our bodily vehicle with negativity, self-defeat, word curses from ourselves and others. You know, we fill ourselves with words that don't line up with the word of God. Then we try to drive our vehicles towards our dreams. And we cluck all the way there. It becomes impossible because our internal fuel injection system is clogged with junk. And so we need some metaphorical fuel injector cleaner for ourselves. First, we need to change our vocabulary. Proverbs 18:21 tells us what? Somebody, I know y'all know it. Life and death is where? The power of the tongue. What's in your vocabulary? Are you speaking death or life to your dreams? Change your vocabulary, shift your atmosphere, you change your life. Stop speaking defeat just because you tried one thing and it didn't work out. Instead of saying, I failed at that, say, okay, that didn't work out, but why? No, that failed, but what could I have done different? Stop speaking defeat. Stop speaking things over yourself. Stop saying stuff like, so-and-so tried and it didn't work for them. Well, maybe that was not their dream. Maybe that was not what God gave them to do. That's why it didn't work. Or you tried that one thing that didn't work. Well, maybe you half did it. Maybe you can look at how you did it, and it might work the next time. So let's stop speaking those things to ourselves that's defeating us on the inside and clogging us up and keeping us from pushing towards our dreams. Use vocabulary that promotes self-reflection and problem solving. And as always, speak the word of God concerning your life.
Yes.
What does God say about it?
That's right.
Which brings me to my next point. Understand setbacks and small failures. Instead of allowing these essentially small bumps in the road, in the grand scheme of things, it is just a bump in the road. Instead of allowing it to cause us to quit, seek understanding, find and learn, and accept the lesson in it. Apply it, pick yourself up, and get back on the road. Okay? Next, I would say just say no to the 2 P's. And I know you saw it on my outline, 2 P's. And excuse me, I did make some changes to my outlines. If you're following along, you might notice some things a little different. So excuse me, work with me. But let's say no to the 2 P's. And the 2 P's are procrastination and perfectionism. So we all know procrastination. We come up with every excuse to not move. It's not the right time. It's never the right time, to be honest. It's always something that's going to get in your way. Always. It's always going to be something. It's never the right time, technically, if you think about it. It may not be the right time to jump out there and say, hey, I'm going to quit my job and become a motivational speaker. That's what I'm passionate about. It may not be the right time for that, because that's a faith walk in itself that it's not for the faint of heart to just have a quick job and pursue a dream. But it's always the right time to be doing something towards your dream. It's always the right time to be doing something towards it. Even if it's just writing it down. Even if it's just doing some research. It's always the right time to be working towards your dream. Okay? Do something. And what about this excuse?